Hello, you're watching QPVN News. I'm Anh Tuấn and we keep you up to date with the headlines. Building a smart and modern Long Thành airport. Gia Lai urgently recovers from Typhoon KALMAEGI. Nurturing young generations of Vietnam and Cambodia. On the morning of November the 13th in Đồng Nai Province, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm and a working delegation inspected the construction site of Long Thành International Airport. General Nguyễn Tân Cương, Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army and Deputy Defense Minister, joined the working delegation.
Long Thành Airport covers 5,000 hectares with a total investment of nearly $12.8 million. The first phase is designed to handle 25 million passengers and 1.2 million tons of cargo each year. On the construction site, nearly 14,000 engineers, workers and experts, along with about 3,000 modern machines and equipment, are working day and night. To date, the most critical categories have basically been completed, with many contract packages accelerated by 3 to 5 months ahead of schedule. As planned, Đồng Nai Province will simultaneously implement a series of large-scale transport projects connecting directly to Long Thành Airport. Party General Secretary Tô Lâm praised the efforts of ministries, agencies, investors and contractors, especially military contractors leading key packages such as Trường Sơn Construction Corporation and ACC Aviation Construction Corporation. The Project Management Board, consultants, contractors and tens of thousands of engineers and workers. The first phase 1 of Long Thành Airport aims to be technically operational before December the 19th and to enter commercial operation in the first half of 2026 with synchronized transportation infrastructure, with the vision of developing an airport city and in the long term becoming a modern international gateway of Asia. Party General Secretary Tô Lâm emphasized the strategic importance of the Long Thành International Airport project for the development of the southeastern Vietnam.
Continuing the 10th session on November the 13th under the chairmanship of National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn, the National Assembly passed resolutions on the 2026 Socio-Economic Development Plan and State Budget Estimate and discussed the amended law on public employees and the law on e-commerce. President Lương Cường attended the meeting.
In the morning, the National Assembly adopted the resolution on the 2026 Socio-Economic Plan with 429 out of 433 deputies voting in favor. The resolution prioritizes growth alongside macroeconomic stability, institutional improvement, infrastructure and human resource development, social welfare, environmental protection, and strengthen defense, security, and integration. In the afternoon, the National Assembly approved the 2026 state budget estimate with 419 out of 420 deputies in favor. Discussing the draft law on e-commerce, many deputies proposed stricter control over live stream sales and clearer platform responsibilities in monitoring and removing violating content.
On November the 13th, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính inspected post-storm recovery efforts in Gia Lai Province, joined by Senior Lieutenant General Nguyễn Quang Ngọc, Deputy Defense Minister.
At Đề Ghi Seaport in An Quang Dong Village, Đề Ghi Commune, Gia Lai Province, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính kindly visited, encouraged and presented gifts to residents heavily affected by the storm, including those whose homes collapsed along the coast and businesses impacted in the Nhân Hội Economic Zone. He praised their unity and compliance with evacuation orders before landfall. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính affirmed that the party and state will continue assisting people to overcome the disaster's aftermath and restore livelihoods. The government will soon work with local authorities to build safe coastal resettlement areas for families whose homes were destroyed. On this occasion, the Central Military Commission, Ministry of National Defense and Military Region 5 Command presented 1,000 sets of clothes, 3 tons of rice and 20 gift packages, including 10 packages for households in special hardship, reflecting the compassion and for the people's spirit of the party, state and military.
Coming up next, nurturing young generations of Vietnam and Cambodia. Vietnam and Laos foster solidarity. Heavy rains and a tornado collapse a construction site, leaving hundreds injured along the border. A scenario that is entirely plausible as natural disasters grow more extreme and unpredictable. To strengthen joint readiness and response, Vietnam and Cambodia conducted a border military medical exercise in Bến Cầu Commune, Tây Ninh Province within the second Vietnam-Cambodia Border Defense Friendship Exchange.
Các lực lượng chú ý, diễn tập thực binh bắt đầu.
Racing against time, every second counts as medical teams rushes victims to safety. Different uniforms, one mission, saving lives. We quickly arranged Cambodian doctors and nurses into coordinated teams, ensuring smooth cooperation before casualties arrived. From triage to evacuation by ambulance and helicopter, operations run seamlessly and efficiently. Hundreds of victims have successfully been treated and saved, reflecting discipline, training and experience from previous joint missions and humanitarian efforts in Turkey and Myanmar, where both Vietnam and Cambodia actively participated in. This exercise is highly professional, with standardized techniques and strong cooperation between our two medical forces, demonstrating the friendship between the two neighboring nations. Beyond technical skills, this exercise has affirmed the responsibility, professionalism, and international coordination of Vietnam-Cambodia military medical forces, strengthening their role as a reliable shield for the people in any disaster.
On November the 13th, as part of the Vietnam-Cambodia Border Defense Friendship Exchange, Minister Phan Van Giang and Minister Theo visited and inaugurated a new boarding facility at Bến Cầu Primary School in Tây Ninh Province.
Joyful cheers and vibrant flags filled the schoolyard as teachers and students warmly welcomed the two defense ministers of Vietnam and Cambodia. When the students tie red scarves around the ministers' necks, the gesture symbolized a bond of peace, friendship and hope along the shared border. Happiness shone on the children's faces, young green shots of the long-standing friendship between the two nations. Joining the celebration were also Cambodian students. Their songs and dances created a cultural bridge, reflecting a shared aspiration for peace, cooperation and development. Deeply moved by the warm welcome, Minister Theo wished Vietnamese and Cambodian students to study well and grow into capable, responsible citizens, contributing to a prosperous future of each country and strengthening the bilateral friendship and cooperation. On this occasion, the Vietnamese Ministry of National Defense handed over a newly built boarding area and a modern computer lab, providing a better learning environment and supporting students' all-round development. It is a vivid testament to friendship and care for the future generation.
Within the framework of the second Vietnam-Cambodia Border Defense Friendship Exchange on November the 13th, General Phan Van Giang, Minister of National Defense of Vietnam, and his Cambodian counterpart, General Theo, attended the twinning ceremony between O Tam O Hamlet, Monorum Commune, Savay Thiep District, Savay Rieng Province of Cambodia, and Long Cuong Hamlet, Long Thuận Commune, Tây Ninh Province of Vietnam.
In an atmosphere of solidarity and friendship, people on both sides of the Vietnam-Cambodia border agreed to sign a twinning agreement. In particular, the people of O Ta Mo and Long Cuong hamlets affirmed that they will strictly comply with the laws of each country and actively participate in border protection activities. At the same time, they will actively coordinate and help each other in production and economic development in accordance with the condition of respective sides. This twinning ceremony is a testament to the spirit of solidarity, friendship and continued development of the good traditional relationship between both countries.
On November the 13th at Division 5 under Military Region 7, General Phan Van Giang and General Theo co-chaired talks and signed several cooperation documents.
General Phan Van Giang affirmed that the second Vietnam-Cambodia border defense friendship exchange is an effective and meaningful cooperation model, reflecting the shared determination of both parties, states and militaries to strengthen solidarity, enhance practical cooperation, and build a border of peace, friendship and development. General Theo thanked the Vietnam Ministry of National Defense, authorities and people of Tây Ninh Province for their warm reception, expressing hope for stronger defense cooperation between the two ministries. Both ministers highly valued the twinning model between border checkpoints and stations of the two countries, as well as the pairing of border residential clusters. They noted that social welfare programs in border areas, such as medical checkups, cattle donations and scholarships, have been implemented effectively. The two sides also attached importance to cooperation in political and ideological work, including education and communication activities for their people and armed forces, particularly the younger generation, about the history and significance of the Vietnam-Cambodia friendship and solidarity. In the coming time, both ministries will continue to deepen solidarity, increase information exchange, strengthen defense coordination, and enhance high-level contacts. They will maintain close consultation and mutual support at regional and international forums, while promoting trilateral cooperation among Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia through annual defense ministers' meetings and joint exercises on non-traditional security challenges. Concluding the talks, the two ministers signed the 2026 Cooperation Plan and Memorandum of Understanding on Training and Human Resource Development and an agreement on border defense cooperation. They also witnessed the signing of a twinning agreement between Mộc Bài International Border Guard Station of Vietnam and the Ba Viet City Gendarmerie Command of Cambodia. Earlier, the two ministers visited the Hall of Fame of Division 5, one of the first main force divisions in the southern battlefield, which contributed greatly to national reunification and fulfilled international missions in Cambodia.
Continuing the working program in Laos, the delegation of the Vietnamese government's Special Working Group, led by Senior Lieutenant General Nguyễn Văn Gấu, Deputy Defense Minister, surveyed the proposed location to build the Vietnamese Heroic Martyrs Monument in Pha Thi, Sam Nưa District, Hủa Phan Province of Laos.
The monument in Pha Thi was built to commemorate the heroic feats and sacrifices of the officers and soldiers of the Air Transport Squadrons under the Vietnam People's Air Force in the battle at Pha Thi Base, demonstrating the pure international sentiment and the spirits of solidarity between the two peoples of Vietnam and Laos. At the working session, both sides discussed and evaluated the terrain and location and agreed to propose a plan to coordinate the construction of the project, ensuring sustainability, solemnity and conformity with the historical significance of the relic. On the same day, the working delegation worked with the provincial authorities and armed forces of Sơn La Province.
Recently, in Vientiane of Laos, a delegation of the Department of Information and Education under the General Political Department visited Lieutenant General Vong Son Yvan Phim, Deputy Defense Minister, Chairman of the General Political Department of the Lao People's Army.
According to the previous working and exchange program, both sides agreed to continue to strengthen and promote communication and education work. Lieutenant General Vong Son Y Phan Phim suggested that in 2026, both sides closely coordinate and effectively implement the cooperation plan, especially the agreements and protocols on Vietnam-Laos defense cooperation for the 2025-2029 period. Authorized by the Lao government and Ministry of National Defense, Lieutenant General Vong Son Y Phan Phim awarded the Labor Medal to officers of the Department of Information and Education under the General Political Department of the Vietnam People's Army for their outstanding achievements in building the dossier of the state-level relic of the Ho Chi Minh Trail in Laos.
This is the end of the QPVN News today. Remember to watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.